Are we live yet? Are we live yet? Can you hear me? Geez, they've been having me on a roll here. I think we're live. I've been sitting here waiting. Going live, going live. We're alive. We are alive. We are alive, and we're back with you. Great. Hope you can hear me. Hope the audio is loud and clear. You don't get all that much information. They didn't like that early stream. No chats, monkey on the screen. Sorry, problem. And then when we want to go live again, I don't know. We must think about that. Going live, going live. Anyway, it's just probably technical issues. Technical issues. So where are you guys checking in from? Country, city, if you can give that too. Bigger bags, gold or silver, or maybe Bitcoin or anything else for that matter. Persian rugs, champagne. It appears Trump has a problem understanding who can use the word champagne. It's going to be great for US champagne. We'll put 200% tariffs on French wines. Oh dear, he's getting nasty. Oh, we're going to have a tariff war. We're going to have a tariff war. Inflation, everything going to go up. And that's going to hide the fact that money is in a super devaluation cycle. Remember, the debt, UST, the fiat that's borrowed into existence, USD, dollar, Treasury. That's right. Treasury collapse. Dollar got a little bit of a up. The seesaw. Remember the seesaw. We did it with you last time. Let's hope I've got something realistic to show you on that side there. Let's show you the seesaw again. Everybody needs to understand. Everybody must understand. Must understand the seesaw. By the way, that's the trade of gold divided by oil. Doing just dandy, as you can well imagine. Doing just dandy. Okay, so here we are. I did this today for crypto, and I'm doing it again. People don't get it. US Treasuries collapsed 45%. Dollar was strong because rates went up. Yep, you get it. Skinny geek boy of the Mag 7 breathing just fine. Fat boy who ate all the pies on the debt side, he's underwater. That's how it is. Now we need a little bit of rontontali. Fat boy's dying. Fat boy needs some oxygen. He needs debt value a little bit higher. Crash the stock market. Crash the economy to crash the stock market. Crash the consumer. You crash Amazon. You crash even Tesla. Have you noticed? Trump's suddenly a car salesman. Trump's a car salesman. Everybody, the White House is a car dealership. Must buy shitty Cybertruck that can't be sold in Europe with a leading sharp edge that'll snap someone's pelvis at 3 k's per hour if you bump into him. Really? 3 tons of battery? I don't think so. We saw how the sales value for H2s and the original Hummers turned out after a few years, and it wasn't pretty. Guess what? It wasn't pretty at all. So rates up, currency up. Now we need a little bit of currency down. Why? Trumpety Drumpf, the name Swiveler, he needs production and manufacturing to come back to America. It should never have left. They went full globalization. It should never have left. So now he needs currency weak. Currency weak. He needs a bid to finance at lower rates the 9 trillion the poison dwarf left for him. That's right. So that's why this is all happening. That's why they need the recession. And that's why you don't hear about the debt collapse out of the dollar dominance guys. Here's your thing. You have 2 release valves, debt devaluation. We just did that one, and that pushed everybody out of being in the debt markets. In fact, Druckenmiller and Paul Tudor Jones arrived 3 years late and want to short the debt. You have extreme debt shorts. You need to flush them out. You need a bit of currency devaluation now. Let's go currency devaluation, and then we can get the whole thing still to go down. The buying power of your money, both the fiat and the debt, are being broken down. The tariffs are going to bring the inflation. They'll make Trump the big guy who burnt the value of your money. All the Democrats will like, finger Trump. It'll never have anything to do with Greenspan after Volcker and all the schmuck-faced Fed chairs that followed. Oh, no. They've been destroying your currency long before tariffs, long before the counter-globalization movement, the bifurcation, long before stealing Russians' money and turning agnostic payment systems into weapons of war so that you could split the planet, split the production of the planet, split the workshop, do all those dumbass things that is going to reverse the benefit of globalization, which was the period that Greenspan got such a free ride in. There's no inflation, he said, while multiples on the stock market went to the moon, while housing prices went to the moon. There's no inflation, he said, because your milk and your coffee costs roughly the same. Well, they lied, they lied, they lied. Inflation always starts in the assets, guys. It always starts in the assets. The new electric Hummers weigh 9,000 pounds. My goodness. I won't be ordering one of those soon. 9,000, 1913 indeed. Oh, and as I was explaining, UK dealer. Temporary suspension of the ability to deliver metals offshore. Oh, really? UK, that same country that sent loads, tons of gold to America. And like Switzerland, I think you're about to see all the gold of the land, all the silver of the land become landlocked. Guess what? And very soon you'll be asked to declare it and put a little token on it. That's right. A little token that will be flouted in the blockchain that will say your name, your biometric ID, how much you have and what it's worth, so that someone can purchase it off grid and secure the asset for themselves. In retrospect, you will have that decision, my friends. Smash the like button. 45 of you out of 251. We will take it through 3 grand if we get 50% likes to attendees. That's what we need. We'll pedal the gold up. I'll just sit here hitting the buy button with gazillions. I'll keep smashing the bid stack. I'll keep accumulating. I will get leveraged. I've got USTs to dump. I'm going to get leveraged. I've got bonds to short. I tell you what, we'll smash. We'll pedal that bicycle all the way up that mountaintop. No problem, the lot of us. That's what we're going to do. I always thought how anyone could get gold teeth in rough times. Yeah, I don't know. Light, yes, 8,000 pound battery, says someone. It's a Carney show. Yes, Carney's back in town. The square-jawed wannabe James Bondy type guy. He's back in town. I've got to decline that call. He's back in town indeed. And he's suddenly the head of Canada. So he was something in Canada. He was the central banker cartel. Of course, he's been to Epstein Island, and is familiar with Maxwell. That's right. Jizzy, appropriately named Jizzy Maxwell. I bet she was a consumer of note of all things. I would imagine. Let's leave that one there, shall we? Anyway, gold. Gold is trading. The gold is trading. Let's do a share screen. Let's do a share screen before we get carried away by stories about Jizzy and everything else. So a sell-off at 92. Is it brutal, guys? It's not actually. It's not actually that brutal. It could come and bounce here and head off. But I do say this. We are experiencing problems in the 91, 92 level for getting above. It took the events of CV19 to actually drive the gold-silver ratio to a ridiculous spike high of all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each time you've been rejected. And the last time you almost broke and ran. You didn't close below. On a weekly time frame, we're on the weekly time frame, by the way, you didn't close below the 75 level. You have yet to close below the 75 level in some time. But silver is doing rather well. Silver is doing rather well. There it is. Now, at the moment, on a weekly time frame, or let me say monthly, we're actually on the monthly now. Let me correct myself. Monthly time frame, that one there, we are higher than the month of, what month was it? 2025, was it November? Let's just see. October was your last high 19 weeks ago. Now, current monthly high will take you all the way back. When were you last this high on a monthly high? And that was in, as I said, 2012. So already for the monthly, if we closed here and we're not the end of the month, I recognize it's only really halfway, if that. But if we closed right here on silver, this would be a 13-year high on silver, a 13-year high in, wait for it, a macro upside HVF, a macro upside HVF that we've spoken of before. Let's get it on a 3-monthly side. Let's show you the charts of why this is exciting. This is getting disorderly, friends. This is when people are starting to lose control. I have a whiff. I've seen it only once or twice before, but it's called the sweaty palm trade. It's a whiff. $330 is our target on an upside HVF, for which you have only just really began triggering. The triggering event was 30.13. You are above 30. You closed above 30 in the July month, this July 6th, 3-month period. Sorry, it's a 3-month. I'm now on a 3-month to get more of the history. I'm changing time zones. Even I'm getting confused. 3 months over there. We're now on a quarterly chart. The only quarters where you've closed above 31 in recent history was there and now. So the first quarter of 2025, the last quarter you were chased back below, and the third quarter of 2024, you were above. You then have to go some way back. When last were you this high? You have to go back to that same date in 2012 for a quarterly close as high as where you were. 13-year quarterly close high. By the way, on the quarterly chart, we've had all of January, all of February, and half of March. So actually 2 weeks to go, two weeks and a handful of days, is actually not far from being concluded on the quarterly chart. You're about to finish in the next 2 or 3 weeks, if we hold on to these levels, a new quarterly high in 13, 14 years. In fact, 12 to 25, 13 years. So that is looking exceedingly promising. And if that break continues, it will get disorderly up to, I'll take $330, which will be when you start to go into overperformance zone. That is how it's looking for that. So we've shown you the gold silver ratio. We've also shown you, what have we got here? That's the gold silver ratio. Did it swap? I might have checked. Share this tab in it. I should have said share this tab. Okay, sorry. Each time I've got to say share the tab. Let me show you that silver chart, because now I need to repeat it. And there we go. So this is the quarter. You have to go back to there, which represents 13 years ago for a quarter close. And we've done 2.5 months of 3 for making that. And it's looking very, very promising. So let's go back to gold, and remember to share this tab instead. This is the upside HVF with the 30,000, 3,039 regular moves up. Guys, this is big moves in the market, and people are clamping down on the borders. On the borders, they don't want to let the metals leave their country. They don't care which citizen holds it. They're assuming that they will get hold of it if they need to. Wow. Let's have a look back at you and have a look at some of your comments. Yes, no screen. I've changed the screen. Yeah, you should be able to see it. Guys, can you see my comments? Yes, I can see your comments. Has he paid the electric bill? So it's turning evening here. I'm so poor. I can't afford the electricity. I need a fresh hamster to go on the wheel. In fact, this house is 100% off grid. It has its own batteries. It has 6 batteries, my friend. That is how we do electricity over here. Let me put some light on. If you want to see some light, let there be light, he said. Okay, if you guys want light, you don't want me to hide, I'll put on some light. There is light again. Okay, everybody's back. Don't worry about me. I can afford light. Let's see. Whip that hamster. The hamster getting real lazy. It's a little gerbil. It's a little dollar milkshake gerbil. It kind of looks like Ben Johnson's friend. It's like that's getting a little bit chubby, and it's a bit tired, and it needs to, it needs a little bit more whisking on. I'm being mean. He's a lovely old guy. He's a lovely old guy. He's a good guy. He's just a little stupid on certain things, or intentionally oblivious. This is a metals run, guys. This is a reserve asset failure. And gold's going to go up, and silver will follow. And he was super bearish, silver, and it's kind of like, what's it done? What use is it? I'm afraid silver will go up, and when it goes up, it could go up disorderly so when it happens, but it will be quite small. It'll be like an alt run, although I will say crypto is dog years, 7 times dog years. It won't feel as small as an alt run in a Bitcoin cycle, but relatively in the life of silver, it just be a fairly small percentage. But boy, will it do an unbelievable amount in that percentage. And it will hang on to a lot of it. Okay, nice chair. It is an inherited chair. I tended to buy, I'll take the house, just leave the stuff in it. I don't want to have to find stuff. I'll chuck out the stuff I don't like and put my own stuff. This is an inherited chair. It's kind of, yeah, so I wouldn't have said I would have bought a red chair with wings like this. I should sit there like this, like the Lord Emperor, the Sith. No, not quite. 346 of you, 114 likes. Nobody, not enough people for the 3K. You don't want it. You don't want it. You don't want gold to cross 3K today. I'm telling you, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll make it happen. We've got to put a marker there for an alert on the gold as it runs 3K, and of course the 3,000 mark. So this got, this got very snappy. That's a big candle out of the blue there. That's a big candle out of the blue. What about Tizzle? This tab instead. Remember to hit that button, Francis. That's a big thing. Let's have a look at Tizzle. So what's got to happen? And by the way, he's a Rockefeller frontman. I'm sure you guys know this. I'm sure actually you know this. He doesn't run all these companies. That's why Trump is selling for him, because they both work for the same boss. It's all held trusts and all of this stuff. You've got to understand. And anything that's put in his name, he's a proxy if there was anything in his name. So Tizzle has had a bit of a tough time. They made the most ugly truck that's ever been made. It's super heavy. It's super pointless. It's not even a proper truck for people that have to move stuff. And that's kind of dumb. Even I was shocked with how dumb, and it's designed so that it can't exist in Europe. So you've also just thrown away quite a large market. That is 55% down, 55% down. Now, we did highlight, and some people have said this to us as if they're really angry with us. We did highlight there was a possibility that it would have some form of squeeze, but we also said this is a bit disproportionate, this second impulse. So it's not a high probability move to the upside. It started its journey. It's kind of made a second interim and it's fallen all the way back. And I think if we get this recession, that pattern structure will absolutely, definitely, probably, might just fail. All the possibilities and probabilities. So Tizzle is not looking great. What about the MAG 7? What about NASDAQ? IXIC. So we got to look at certain proxies. Guys, that's a proper puke. You're now getting into puke. Bust, view the current screen. Let's make sure we're viewing the current screen. Let's go back to the screen. Are you seeing the puke? Yes, you're seeing the puke. I've got to keep watching to make sure I'm not talking over you guys and showing you something completely different. That is a nasty old puke, that. And that's a gap open. So let's just get the measuring tool since the high here. That is a puke. At the same time, as hyperinflated equity assets are collapsing, a reserve asset, because everybody is seeking preservation of capital. They're no longer seeking alpha to the upside. They've had the biggest, most ridiculous hypervaluation stock boom. They just want to not lose. And the item that does not lose insurance is gold, which is pumping. And at the same time, the NASDAQ is down 14.5% and looking very precarious indeed. I think David Hunter's probably still waiting for his melt up. I'm not quite sure where he is nowadays. But last time we had chats with him, he called a melt up as we were going into this head and shoulders, which did make targets. That was not good timing. He's since continued to call it. If you keep calling it, you might get it. But I would imagine that this recession that we all face will not be a normal recession. And that what Trump really needs is a super cheap stock market with all the money flushed out, because some of it then will have to go into bonds because people will be so sick to death of losing money. And the internal insider CEOs, Jamie Dimon, funny enough, $253 million of stock sale. Firstly, how does a professional manager have that amount of equity to sell in the first place? How do you get to be a billionaire just for being an agency management? Oh, it has to be the banking cartel. Must be the cartel of bankers. He's worth every penny. He's so smart. Oh, no, he isn't, and he's not. Let's see how Apple's doing. Apple versus gold. Now, of course, Apple's done very, very well. We're any of these guys for performance, but it's all hypervaluation. It's all debt leveraged growth and statism. Who bought all these things? Who was giving them all the business so that they're so big, huge, and ugly? You guessed it. You guessed it. The statists that had them doing servers and everything else. Microsoft, Amazon, the defense contractors, and what is Trump being forced to cut? The state-based expense. The American army, what did we do? It's ironic. Every time we do the dollar vigilante, we say something that's really profound that's going to happen. We said the military-industrial complex is a short. BA is a short. Halliburton, all the services, they all are short. They're all short. All equities are a short. Anyone who serves government is a short. We basically said it's all short, the equities. And since then, this is what's going down. This is what's happening. Hell, let's have a look at hell. How's hell doing? Hell is literally hell. And boy, has it been selling off. Since its last localized high, it is down 43.8%, guys. 43.8%. This is, oh, don't you feel terrible for Dick Cheney's crew? Come on, admit it. You feel terrible for him. You know, he needs a chance to shoot you, and then you can apologize to him for getting in the way of his shotgun. You remember that story? Who remembers that story? That's the nice man, Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney. Jerome, will Jerome cut rates? Well, you know what? The bond market will start dropping on the rate side, and they might get a bid. They might get a bid if they can get a bid. Let's have a look. Good question. Let's have a look at the US 10-year yield. US 10-year yield. Well, you see the rates aren't going down quite as much as they need. Oh dear, oh dear. The money's all going into gold. Wonder why they stopped going into bond. Isn't it the 60-40 portfolio? It's like it's the one or the other. Oh, but wait, there's that third slice. And the third slice, insurance on collapse, is pumping. Remember that? Remember how they chalked it all out of the system? Nobody bought gold anymore. Who needs gold? How Greenspan, Buffett, and everybody's brow slapped you about the uselessness of gold. Buffett sitting in treasuries. I bet deep down, if he's really honest, he's got himself some silver and gold. The little lying Nebraskan kiddie fiddler. I'm doubling down on the fact that once he's passed, the kiddie fiddling stuff will come out. Nebraska, there's some nasty stories that go around out there. I think I've always felt it. Very odd relationship with wife. Anyway, I mustn't start blasphemous rumors now. But anybody who's so captured, who talks so much, must be blackmailable. I just wonder, blackmailable in what way? That's what rates are doing. US 10-year is going a little bit down today, but not as much as gold is going up. Let's have a look at TLT. The shorts are going to have a recession coming and rates being cut, and they're going to find that TLT can actually trade up. Remember we said could get a rally. Not the time to be short. You're 4 years late, mate. You're 4 years late. You need to do macro technical analysis. You all sit there reading reports. You're very well educated shit traders. That's your problem. You don't do real charting. You don't know HVF method. By the way, click the link below, book a call, join us. Try get the news before the news. Remember that guy that 6 months ago said it's the second time around for gold long, oil short? Now the oil hasn't smashed down, but it is lower, and it's a perfectly delta neutral trade. You could have had bigger size, bigger margin. If the dollar goes up, you win on one side. If the dollar goes down, you automatically win on the one side. You're more balanced than if you were just a naked long on gold. Yep, let's have a look at how oil's doing. Let's go have a look. We're going into a recession. Trump needs his reception. The name changer, Donald Trump. Great pictures with him, with Maxwell. Remember Maxwell, senior. That's right. Probably the greatest super spy for Mossad. That's right. Trump in the same room with all of them. Hasn't he just been groomed to play this role He gets to play in the movie. They only trust chosen ones to do the special roles. Here we go. Let's draw this inverted HVF that's on the oil one more time and the shoulder. Let's remind you of the setup. It is down. It's trading down. And wait till we get the real reason for the recession. And Putin's angry. Putin's going to make some foreign national terrorists pay big for the incursion into Russia. Oh, dearie me. Am I just glad I'm not on the backside of a beating in some miserable, wet, damp Kursk area where I've been bullying Russian civilians for a while, and now the tide has changed. Boy, oh boy. All in the name of the American warmongers. No one will be hearing your screams at the night. No one. As the killer drones. Oh my God, we are going to regret the existence of drones. How many times have I told you? You're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. They're no longer going to be just instruments of active war in conventional war. They will be used on citizens too. You will see it. You will learn to hate them. I have warned this countless times. You should not be celebrating this. So you're getting a little bit of a bid at 66. We've highlighted 65. My apologies. We've highlighted this before. Support, battling to break. You lose 65, you go, before you know, you could be at 32, you could be at 52. Head and shoulders and an inverted HVF. Those are the targets. If you lose 65, you have slipped all the way from north of 80, right the way down to just above 65. Oil. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Looking weak. He needs it weaker. Drill. That sounds like somebody who really wants to pump a lot of oil. A glut, in fact. Didn't we get that last time? I think he's going to pump himself a glut. And who controls oil? I've referred to it. It's the Rockefeller tax, my friends. They own it. It's part of their skimming mechanism. It's like a thermostat. They just set the temperature. They skim big when you're having the good times. That's when oil was 150 and property prices were pumping and everybody was releasing equity. They tax you. Oil is the Rockefeller tax. They tax you like hell. And then when they are taxing you with inflation and everything is going down and people can barely eat, they cut that oil price to reduce that thermostat a little bit so you don't oversweat. That's what's happening. It is a Rockefeller tax. It is controlled. It is globally controlled. The price is manipulated like so many things, and like the potential unleashing of gold. Share this instead. Did I show the oil price? Let me make sure I showed it to you. Damn. Sometimes it says share this tab instead, and sometimes it doesn't. Let's see if we can see it. Did you see the oil price, guys? Did you see it? Did you see it? Let me draw it one more time for you. 52.54, 32.64. Currently, the 65 is your soft support. You're barely holding. That was your first interim, by the way. You made that. You rallied back. You've been in a holding position. It's been a difficult trade. I'm the first to admit it. Now it's back down. These are downside levels. They'll suddenly let it go. As the recession bites, as the contagion in the tech stocks gets worse and everybody's losing their shirts, that's when you will see the oil price drop. Let's go back to gold and let's make sure this tab instead. Trading now, 2,981.91. Gold. That's right. Goldilocks. It's the Goldilocks period for gold. Let's share. This is again the gold-silver ratio. 88 after being rejected at 92. What is silver's price? Share this instead. 33.74 on the daily chart right now. 2.5 months into a quarterly close that'll be 13 years, a 13-year high. What say the men of the ministry? Yes, don't forget to book a call. TheMarketSniper.com, the website, grayscale type website with the luminous green for the sites. You will always know it, the luminous green. Is the PM market subject to inflation? Every price on anything will have an inflation element in it. If it's a true inflation hedge and it's been unleashed, it could do a bunch of catch-up. They want the gold. Indeed, I believe they do. When does gold go from a hold to sold? Thoughts, please, Sniper. So when does gold, you will know it, but the price it will be is ridiculous. I expect you will have a reval. Silver squeeze, record shorts, by the way, plus people sending messages saying how those that are holders of PSLV are being told, lend us your silver, we will pay you a guaranteed rate. They're holding, that's right. Stay in USD. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So the key thing about tradability is you can have an idea that there will be a spike in the dollar at some point, and I don't think he's wrong on that. So let's get this straight. I don't think he's wrong about that. But the key thing is it tradable? When? If you don't have a when, you must have a price point, a Dixie level, a stop loss, and a take profit. And the juice must be worth the squeeze. In fact, we on YouTube answered the dollar milkshake theory. What is the trade? He doesn't even realize it yet, but the answer to the dollar milkshake theory trade is the USD Korean won. That's right. That's right. Let me show it to you. That right there is the answer to the dollar milkshake question that Brent has never been able to give his people. When do I buy? What do I buy? At what price level do I buy? Where do I place my stop loss? The tradability of the dollar milkshake theory is right here in one of the biggest setups ever, which we've been tracking long before we ever heard of anybody's name or the theory in such measure, literally a decade plus length in duration that we've been tracking this one setup. So 6 months is too much. Let's give you 2 months or 3. Let's go 3 months. 3 months. 3 months. Take 3 weeks. Give half of it to your brother. Okay, let's have a look. 3 months. 3 months. There you go. Your biggest setup. This, my friends, was your triggering event on the break there. Your third high. You have triggered. Technically, your macro stop loss is there. That right there is your squeezy. That is your dollar milkshake trade that BJ hasn't given you. We gave it to you. We gave it to you before we even knew about DMT, and we'll give it to you even after DMT. But what we have joined is, if you want to trade the dollar long, it's already started a trigger against a very weak currency, which, by the way, worked exceedingly well before as well, with a chronic overperformance. Whoosh. So Korea, USD, Korean won. I'm here for the gold and silver, but let me just tell you something. You guys mark this YouTube and say, come back in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 6 months, mark this YouTube. Nobody has consistently spoken about this trade, given it for free, long before knowing of anything about anybody else's theory. This will be a halvening event for this Korean won currency. And it will come brutally fast and quick in a similar way to that. And I don't believe it's far away. It's already triggered. And I reckon it's about to continue. But if we get a recession, we get a bit of weakness, relative weakness in the dollar. I don't think it'll get super weak, but the euro will dominate because the Europeans will start crushing their debt market. Remember, Europe also has a seesaw. The Dutch, I did a video on this a day or so ago. Go and look at it. The Dutch debt to go through 4.6. The French debt, yield-wise, 10-year, to go through 4.6. The German debt from 2.4s to go through 4%. Everything's going to get much more expensive for anybody with finance in Europe. The property markets will get weaker in Europe. That's a fact. Harder to sell, less buyers, more costly because of debt markets. What will happen? The euro actually gets a little bit bid. You've even seen it. So during that period, tit for tat between Europe and America, now Europe is going to be forced to have a stronger currency to devalue their debt. Everybody's taking a turn to devalue their debt. Once they've devalued it, they get to devalue their currency later. You see, America's going to do the deval. And so you seesaw your way down. You start up there and you seesawing left foot, right foot, all the way down. And what does gold do? Hello, ancient reserve asset talks. What's it doing? It climbs, it climbs, it climbs, as each nation does it. What's the Korean won going to do? It's going to double in dollar terms. That's our take. And that's not including overperformance. This is your biggest dollar dominance trade. But is it going to happen right this second? I don't think so, unless a major geopolitical event. North Korea invades South Korea. North Korea sends a nuke to South Korea. China invades South Korea and annexes it, or says it's time we rejoin these two nations, kind of like East Berlin and East Germany and West Germany. So you get something like that. Or who knows, tariffs are placed on Samsung and certain countries or companies. The Kospi crashes. By the way, have a look at this chart. Have a look at this chart with the Kospi. Let's make sure we're showing the right chart. No, we're not. Oh, sorry, guys. Fucking hell. Share the other one. Let me get it straight. Sorry for that. Let's show you the Korea instead. Damn, man, it's so slow and laggy. That's what I've been talking about. That's the one I'm showing you. That's the dollar milkshake theory trade. Here we go. Stupid fool. Can't even keep up with changing all the tabs all the time. It's not very clear. It's like view, tab, studio, whatever. Be obvious, okay? I'm stupid. All right, okay. So that's your trade, and it's triggered, and it will go again. But you might just get a little bit of dollar softness now, so it's not going to move too much right now, but it is looking interesting nonetheless. But when it really moves is the next cycle, when the American debt does start to fall again after they've tried to roll 9 trillion and can't find the homes. Oh dear, we can't fund anymore. Problemo. Overdraft. Your overdraft has been pulled. Dear America, I'm your banker. I'm calling you. Your overdraft has now been pulled. Your black Amex is now a blue Amex with 1/10 of the budget you previously had. Please understand, this is not personal. You now need to live within your means. Good night. Sleep well. Bye. That's how the call goes. That's what happens. This is the trade. What happens? Interest rates spike. The dollar spikes. For a moment, this is the dollar milkshake trade that they don't give you right here. USD Korean won to the moon, halvening potential overperformance. By the way, that was the normal target. It went twice as far. Let's be clear. When the Korean won fails, it actually can go bidless, near bidless. You'll have gaps. You'll have a surge. So poor Koreans, South Koreans, something's happening. Something's going to happen. You're going to be adversely affected by tariffs. China's going to bully you. North Korea is going to bully you. Someone's going to do something to you. I hope not. I don't wish it for you. I don't want to bring this to you. It's coming. It's coming, and I'm not going to miss it. It's a trade I will be taking. Okay, so everyone will be shouting at me in the comments, show us the chart, Francis. Sorry, guys. Shish, it's like dealing with an autistic fool. USDT, by the way, that's turned. Let's show the chart. Tab instead. Don't fuck it up again. Okay. Yep. So here we go. This is weekly. Let's give you daily. That's why Bitcoin's suffering. Want to know why Bitcoin's suffering? People are going for Tether. People are going for Tether. There's your bottom. There's your squeezy, and there's your upsy. It doesn't look like they're buying the digital gold story. Mikey. Mikey Saylor. Oh, dear. What happened? Why aren't you showing up with billions? Buy the dip, Mikey. If it was a buy at 99 and 108, it's a bigger buy right now at 80. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Yeah, that's what they always tell you. You pay the price you deserve for Bitcoin. Maybe that's zero. Who knows? Oh, dear, oh, dear. That's USDT.T. Make sure I'm sharing the right chart. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. There's a couple of friends. Satoshi. Never doubt Satoshi, friends. Oh, dear. That's just mean of me. Satoshi says, your pet rock has spoken. Satoshi. Michael Saylor, we're very sensitive about Satoshi. You're not allowed to ask questions. How long till BlackRock assumes control and custody over the wallet, I wonder? How many more days we've got? Oh, dear. You're not allowed to ask. That's just plain funny. You can't do it. Freedom of speech. What do you mean? Do not ask. We are sensitive about Satoshi. Oh, really? Was he a vegan? Tell me. Does his feet smell? Come on. Why can't we have more details? There are no details. There are no details. He didn't want his award. He doesn't want his money. He's just buggered off. He just died, they say. Oh, no, he's just slipped away. Oh, dear. You can't make it up. Let's share this tab instead so that you can all laugh with me as we look at the Bitcoin chart. Okay, look, we all want to make money. I understand crypto and all of that good stuff and the digital. We're pragmatists. We're just not buying BS stories about Satoshi. We gotta laugh at Satoshi. We're entitled to laugh at Satoshi. I find it very funny. I find it very funny. Since 2016, I've thought it was very funny. And boy, did I get hated. Boy, did I get hated. I'm being hated right now somewhere in the comments. You can trust it. How dare you? He's done more for this world than you'll ever do. A fairy godmother of CIA with his Mossad controller. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. And it's turned to a red candle as well. This is not good, guys. It's defense if you're in crypto. We're out. We're out. We're out. Even XRP, I'm out. I don't like this. I don't like this. We're all short. We've not got enough gold. No matter how much you got, you've not got enough gold. No matter how much silver you got, you've not got enough silver. You've not got enough gold or silver, okay? Trade some of this stuff in. Really, I'm dead serious. Buy what they buy. Don't buy what they tell you to buy. Understand the game. Buy what they buy. And you get to see it. It's called a chart. Buy what they buy. They pump with funny money this miracle juice. Don't be buying the miracle juice. Buy what they buy. They're buying gold. They are buying gold. Okay. Buy what they got. Sure, speculate and trade. We do it too. We speculate and trade. We hold some. XRP is going to play a role. I still say it's going to go through $19.35, but we're going to have probably a collapse first. Remember COVID, the dump, and then only can they pump. They need the new solution. No one's going to buy debt. They do a new COVID. No one's going to buy the debt. Who's going to take it? Nobody wants it. That's I'll take the gold, please. Instead, I'll take gold at 3,000 for all the treasuries you have. I'll keep taking an ounce of gold at 3,000. You got 100 billion in treasuries, mate. That's a lot of 3,000s. I'll take it all in gold ounces. Truly, I will. Good luck. How many people do you think want the treasury? You want 100 billion in treasury, or would you like 100 billion in gold right now? Do tell me. Do please tell me. Or do you want it in Bitcoin? Tell me now. Comments below. Do you want your 100 billion in treasuries? Do you want them in Bitcoin with Satoshi? Do you want to become the second Satoshi's wallet? Soon to be owned by BlackRock. That's funny. Gold, silver, every day. Oh, dearie me, dearie me. Stacking since 2008. Good man. 400 pounds of silver. That is excellent. That's a good stash. But don't tell everyone, don't tell your friends, and don't tell you where you put it. And don't be shocked to hear that some people might have quite a bit more. Yeah. So you've never got enough, friend. You've never got enough. Gold as well. Okay. Maybe in VIGs. I'll take the gold. That's what the man says. 0.99959 is fine. That's right. Gold all day, every day. I bet, just in gold. 100 billion in silver. That's going to take some stocking, but it will do you just well. I'm telling you, I'm talking about furniture. Every item of furniture must be made in pure silver. I want to sit on pure silver. It's healing. I want to sleep on pure silver. I want a pure silver bedpost. I want silver everywhere. In my car, I want a silver frame. I'll even have silver fenders on it. People won't even know. So mining stocks, after the recession, even more pumpermentals. Let's see how mining stocks are going. Actually, so I've still got our BTC Satoshi's coin that splits into a whole bunch of others. You see XRP turning around. Let's just share it. I don't like this churn. It's not good. I don't like the churn. It's not good. I don't like it. This grind, it's looking a bit soft. So let's go and have a look at GDX. Who wants to see GDX? Let's have a GDX. Anyone for GDX? There's Bitcoin turning down again. That's Tether doing better than Bitcoin. That's gold upside down. That's a spiller, an absolute thriller, I tell you. So that's our gold chart. Let's go and do GDX. How's the miners doing? How's the miners doing? Could do better, actually. Fnac Gold Miners ETF. Still hasn't really started as far as I'm concerned. If you have a look at 2011, the price is a lot higher, obviously, but the costs went up a lot. That's the inflation. GDXJ, the juniors, flat as a pancake. Still, early doors. Post this recession, watch the money printers. Gold will soon become the money printers. What does Silv look like? That's not a useful chart at all. Trading higher. So, what do you want? Orla. We've given you this one. Way daily, weekly. It's up, it's up, it's up. It's coming home. It's coming. Orla's coming home. I'm singing like a football fan because I've been watching soccer at night. I watched Real Madrid cheat like all hell. I watched them call a penalty back because the guy slipped and he might have grazed the ball slightly. Atletico being shafted. It was absolute scandal. You can't make it up. It's such a rigged game. The oligarchs rule in everything, including football. You know, here's how it works. The fork in the chain is the acceptable Arab part, you know, like the Saudi and the Emirates part, not the Iranians. They bad. Okay, so it goes. They bad. The acceptable fork in the chain that runs football, Emirates Stadium, Emirates sponsors. You talk about Manchester City, you got Arsenal in there, you got everything. You got Real Madrid. I think they are sponsored. I don't even know I think they're sponsored by them. But the big oligarchs, they buy, they cheat. There's no fair play. There's no justice. They keep going on. They spend more than they're allowed to spend. It just is. It's all a big rig. It's all a big rig. The whole world is rigged. It's like the people spending 60 million on art. It's all money laundering. It's not art. The pop culture. Who's behind this pop culture? So this is pushing it. It's through its second interim, by the way. We've been covering this. We've told you about it. You could have had it at 389 at the midpoint on a little primer squeeze. So this miner is moving, but most in the GDX fold and the others are not. But that's the value of HVF method, guys. You could be sitting in a miner doing sod all. Instead, you're in one that's done this. When miners are not really moving yet. They're not even started moving yet. But our miner's done that. I got to laugh. There's a reason it works, guys. There's a reason it works. You could just be luckier. Wouldn't you just like to feel luckier more often? Just like you're landing with your ass in the butter all the time. It's like, way, there we go. Someone threw some cash at me. Wouldn't you just prefer that? I mean, do you want to have the harsh, I toiled and broke my back for every meager penny I made. Like there's someone giving you a prize. Well done, dickhead. You made your life real hard for yourself. Here's the special prize. Here's the special prize. And it's a big dildo. It's like, sit on it. Come on, man. What are you waiting for? Make it easier for yourself. Get lucky. How about getting lucky? Get laid a little bit. Have some fun. Laugh. Land with your ass in the butter. It's a much better way of living. Trust me. I tried the other part. It sucks. It sucks. You're always wrong. It sucks to be always wrong. It sucks to be always losing. Oh, dear. We're having fun. We're having fun on the live stream. Yeah, that's not allowed. Come on, laugh with me, guys. You got to just laugh. Don't take it personal. I know some of you are having a tough time. I know it's like that. I was one of them. Oh, my goodness. I've just thrown up the NASDAQ divided by gold, and it's already latched onto a potential inversion. Not quite, though, on the same point. Let's do this. That's it. Here's your tech stocks. Buy tech stocks, you guys. JP Morgan needs someone to take the other side for liquidity. Elon is like, rah, rah, quickly buy. He's got Trump doing sales job for him. That's how you know it's Rockefeller cult clan. Look at this. Smashing it down, inverted, beautiful, going from The midpoint was around 7. You'll go to about 4.96. That's the NASDAQ. That means the multiple is getting a lot less. We're talking about a third. And that's just the start. It's the first in the new trend. So this can overperform chronically. In fact, if you look at this history, this is literally a top call for this localized high. This is NASDAQ divided by gold. Now, of course, 2000 was the next level of stupidity, which we can all probably remember quite well relative to gold. But gold's now moving. So it's going to be real difficult on this level. There you can see. So we are turning down. We are turning down on NASDAQ versus gold in a chronic way. Suddenly, reserve assets don't sound so old-fashioned anymore. Where's the pet rock callers? Where's the pet rocks? Pet rocks are getting real expensive suddenly, more expensive than tech stocks. Oh dear. Those old guys that moaned about real sound money, maybe they had a point. Huh? Fancy all that. I was watching The Creature from Jekyll Island, Ed Griffin. What a legend he is. He's a guy who woke a lot of people up. And Ron Paul, read his book. All of this happened. Must change share this tab. Come on, Francis, share the tab instead. Sorry about that. I'm so bad at this. Why am I so bad at this? I'm like autistic. Back, share the chart. Keep checking in. Here we go. Back with you. This is IXIC divided by gold. Thank you. My team started phoning me. Idiots, change. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm really terrible at this. It's like so unintuitive to use. So every time you move, there you go. Downside, big sell. This is like a localized high, by the way. This is like a localized high, and that's to the downside. Yeah. BTC back to 80.5, hopefully bouncing. It might bounce. Listen, we still have 144 target on it, but I think it might need to get flushed out to the downside, fella. But one thing is certain is precious metals is super, super strong. We've got nearly 600 of you. Thank you for coming on. Hope to entertain you. Hope to have a chuckle. Hope to celebrate. Hope that some of you are gold ounce holders, silver ounce holders, and feeling good. That's what we want. We want to enjoy these moments together. We're going to storm the 3K. If you do 50%, that means we are short 47, about 47, maybe 50 likes. And then I will personally keep hitting the buy button with leverage on gold until it crosses 3,000. I'm just going to smash it. I'm going to sit here. I want to just phone up the futures at COMEX. I'm just going to buy like 100 million, and I'm just going to mark for delivery. And then I'm going to put the phone down. Then I'm going to ring him again. Another 100 million, mark for delivery. I just want to see what they do. I just want to see the red lights. Like, sir, excuse me, sir, I don't think we can mark it. Mark for delivery. Otherwise, my agent will be visiting you. Mark for delivery. 100 million. Another 100 million. Mark for delivery. I'm just going to keep smashing it. Keep smashing it. Go to Shanghai. $100 billion. I give you $100 billion. Mark for delivery. We're sending our ship tanker. You just start pumping the market up. I actually want to do crank calls. I think we should do crank calls, all of us, where we just put in obscene orders and we start saying, mark that for delivery. My ship will be docking soon. The papers are ready. Don't let me down. It would just be incredibly funny. Anyway, so that is gold in IXIC. That is what's happening. 588 of you, 271. We're getting through there. I'm going to have to start smashing the buy button. Thank you very much. It's going to be hysterical. We will push it through 3,000. You and I. Let's have a look at silver. Let's have a look at silver on the daily. Must share tab. Remember tab, you autistic fool. There you go, 33.72. Let's check that it's showing, because maybe it isn't. There we go. Is it showing? Yes, it's showing. Jeez, I'm almost going to get this right eventually. 33.72, 33.70. Coming off a little bit. Coming off a tiny bit. Remember, silver is more volatile. If you have small pot, it's actually better to trade gold. You can have, also, we have an HVF. You know where to place a stop. Silver is being towed by gold for now. And it is the one that gets often slammed hard. So higher volatility is tougher, Let's get to it. Hard to drive from Texas. Silver small HVF. Yes, it kind of does. It does have a little one. Yeah, you're kind of right in a very minuscule way. 2982.72 on the gold. Back to the gold we go. Let's enjoy it. Tab into, oh, this is looking so beautiful. That is an erectile projectile, gentlemen. I tell you, gold woke up and it was a testosterone morning for him. There you go. That's an absolute rip. That's an absolute rip. It's a great move. It's a great move. It's a great move. How far are we from? Let's make sure we're sharing the tab. We are sharing the tab. Jesus, so gotta be so careful. You end up rambling along. So let's measure. Let's measure. Let's measure. How much further do we have to go? Measure, measure, measure. From here to 3,000, 0.56%. You have 0.56% to do, guys. You've got less than 0.5% to do to cross 3,000 to the 3K mark in gold. That must make gold very close, if not through the 20 trillion market cap. 20 trillion market cap. Now, that's not even close to just the American debt, never mind the unfunded liabilities, never mind so many things. You could put a zero on that easily. You can put maybe even two zeros. You can go quadrillion. You could still not have a fully backed debt system, never mind the derivatives and everything that unwinds. So this is looking great. People don't want debt. People don't want debt. Let's just remind everybody of what we did on the Eurozone. So I'm going to get the Eurozone. I will share once I have the right chart up. Let's go. Let's go. French. Share. So this is French debt. Why am I saying 4.6? There's the 4.6 target. It's on a run. This starts going down. Pensions in France will start to sell their assets. You're going to have, mark my words, in Eurozone, including the UK, you're going to have another debt pensions crisis. Someone's going to do it. Probably the UK, because it's smaller now than the EU, while Germany will back all the others. Those rates going up, pension value and bond holding down. Currency will go up though. How's the euro gold looking? How's the euro gold looking? Let's make sure I'm sharing the right chart. I am this time. How's the euro gold looking? Because the dollar's been a little bit weak. We'll say goodbye to oil, which I think is going to let go of the 67.5 mark. Watch out for that to come. So we want XAU EUR. So gold euro has been strong, but it's still rallying really hard. Oh my goodness, even the euro can't. COMEX gold settles 1.54% higher, 2984.3. Ooh, and that's it turning in euros. So that is on the daily time frame. The last time you made a high on euros was the 11th of February of this year. Let's make sure we tab instead. Eventually we'll get there. 11th of Feb, that was the high. That's gold in euros, team. There you go. That's it right there. Pullback from around 2,840, 2,750 almost on euros. Wow. An all-time high was 2,856, 2,856, 2,750. So that one's going to make a new high. How's it looking in pounds? And yes, I will remember to check that I'm sharing the right screen. Let's check. Sharing right screen. Yep, sharing right screen. XAU GBP also had a pullback, falling wedge. Technically sweet as can be. There she blows. Low vol over here, slipping down, smash back up. Last high was up top there. What was the high in pounds? They're not letting the gold leave the country anymore. It's caused tariffs. No, it's got nothing to do with tariffs. Trump will take as much gold as he can buy. He's not going to tariff it. He won't tariff it. Gold's not part of those products. 2,381 in pounds. Now 2,303. So just 80 pounds short. But this is a dollar run, and the dollar ain't strong. Let's have a look at XAU. I wonder if we can actually get a chart for this. Korean won. This is such a vulnerable currency for whatever reason. No, you can't do it, so I will force it in. Let's force it in. So this is a very weak currency for whatever reason, and I think it's going to have a super weakness moment. And it's about to make a new high. Sorry, my friends from Korea, South Korea. Something's coming for you, and I don't know what. But it's coming bad. And you're about to make a new high. At a candle level on the monthly, you're already at a new monthly high. You've never closed higher on the Korean won. This is just the bent banana going upwards. This is an invitation to a parabola. Boy, oh boy, it's going to get ugly on the Korean won. If it halves to the dollar in gold, I mean, that's your best trade, possibly silver, obviously, at some point. Incorporate it all in one. And that's why I say even the dollar milkshake USD Korean won, gold Korean won. You just got to be long. You just got to be long gold USD and the similar amount long USD KRW. That's your trade. And it's actually, you can just leave the dollar out of this whole story, because at the end, gold is going to beat all of them regardless. So the trade is a first world currency that's going to be the weakest overall, technically, and gold. And USD, you just hedge away. You don't even need to have the hedge component. Gold wins. Gold wins. Gold wins on them all. Gold will win on them all. Let's have a look at your comments, and then we can see how you go. 609 of you. What do you, gold, baby? Yeah, get rid of the paper, silver, and gold, and then we will see the real value. Yes, indeed. Price discovery mechanism. That's why retail, gold, and silver holders, get your metals out of any bank reserve or any person who's holding it. Hold it at home. It's safer. It truly is. Get creative. Think about it. Build a plan. Build a map. Write your map. Put it in your will in case you get bumped off. Make sure your kiddies get it, but know where you put it and have it on you, and have it on a place that you control. Ideally, even searcher proof, lots of tin foil buried in the garden, a boat that you could sink and leave at the bottom. Yep. Do you think it will be safe anywhere in Europe in the coming war they are pushing? Again, a very unpopular message. Leave UK, leave Europe, and even leave the USA, although it's not quite as dangerous as Europe if Russia is to be the protagonist. But the truth of the matter is, when big missiles fly far and drop warheads, it really doesn't matter. Best place in the world? Southern Hemisphere. Remain the ocean, and we're miles apart from each other, and there's no interest. The last time Australia attacked South Africa never happened. The last time New Zealand attacked Argentina, it never happened. Okay? Southern Hemisphere. Get south. If there is nuclear detonations, which I don't think really, there will be tactical nukes. We know that Mossad already did that to Lebanon, the murderous nation, the Zio murderers. So we know they did that. That was clearly tactical nuke. So that's going to be essentially mini nukes. You still don't want to live anywhere near all that. So you asked the question. You don't like the answer. I understand. I really do. Children, jobs, cars, build yourself an online business. Do something useful of high value. Be mobile. Become a nomadic capitalist. Get out of your country. And that doesn't happen in a day. Doesn't happen in a week, but you'll be amazed what you can achieve in a short time. Agree with your employer to work remotely. Be really hardworking. Be really available. Make sure you maintain communication and you aren't seen as skiving. You can do it. There, right here in this country, I have a 6-month nomad visa. There are people working in companies in Europe that prefer to live in Cape Town in summer. Fancy that. Their living costs are half what they are in Europe. They have sunshine. They're happier. And they get paid the same in euros and other currencies. Exploit the system. Get mobile. Get busy. You got to self-actualize. You're all worth far more than you realize. Find your unique skill. Develop it. Work on it. Make it work. Be mobile. Get out of Europe. Get out of the US. The West is going to have its glasnost, perestroika, debt bust event. And the Bolsheviks will do mass slaughter in that. That's what they do. History has taught us that's what they do. It's what they did in China under Mao with the advisors. That's what they did with the same Bolshevik advisors that were in Mao in Russia, Armenia, Eastern Europe. They've lived it. Eastern Europeans understand what I'm saying far faster than anybody in the West. They like nod their heads. They know. I can talk to a Croat and a Serb. They know exactly what I'm saying. They know exactly what I'm saying straight away. I don't even have to spell. All of them, like in the street, they know. They know what it's like to have to lie and be one thing and another, and Stasi and all of this. They know, they've been there. They understand it. Westerners are soft and naive and are going to get a comeuppance. You don't need to be part of that party. Just say, hey, I'm not going to that concert. Not my monkeys, not my circus. Bye. You can always visit on a holiday. You can see your friends. You can see everybody who stayed behind. You'll be shocked how many of them are making plans. Don't be the last to switch off the lights. The Ides of March it is, not the eyes of March. But maybe the eyes are burning too. You are all worth more. Absolutely, you're worth more. Your manifested best self, I've got so much I need to learn from that person. I need you there. I am needing your skills. We're all needing, the world needs your skills. We need the most amazing part of you self-actualized. That's what I want for everybody watching this. And mobile. And it can all be done mobile. Shit, you can even teach yoga mobile. You can have camps where you meet up with people. You can do courses. You can do it on YouTube. Everything can be done mobile. You could probably teach. One of our employees is learning guitar mobile. Yeah, the guy's in Turkey. He loves his teacher. Went and they saw the same guy in concert together the first time they met. He's been learning from him for 2 years. Everything can be done. Everything you think is a reason you can't is a reason you can. It's how badly do you want it? How badly do you want to survive? What if I told you 77% a la Deagle stats of people in the UK are going to pass away? Would you find the reason to save your wife and your kids then? Would you leave? Would you say, but the pension, but the school? There are better schools. When you start looking, there's better schools everywhere in different countries with better discipline, less cultural Marxism. The reason is, what are you actually staying for in the UK? You're hated, you're mistreated, you're a battered wife. You're returning to your bully wife beater vest husband in Keir Starmer, World Economic Forum, cops that arrest you for social media. You're a domestically abused citizen. Why are you still there? You're being brutalized. You're being hated in your own country. You're being replaced. So if that's what you want, leave it. Let it go that way. If you want to slide down that hole, you can't turn the tide. All of this, I'll stay till the last, I'll fight till the end. Stop being a hero. You're not fighting in a normal war. You're not fighting with a normal system. You're talking about a weaponized media and TV that everybody else is being programmed with. How do you unfuck all that? You yourself. Forget it. Forget it. To save people, you need to save yourself. You can't be in the water and save someone from drowning. You get in the boat and you pull him out. You've got to go and do what's right for you. You've got to fix yourself. Be your higher value self. Do what you need to do to fix you and then your closest best friends and family. And then from there, you preach and you tell them and you become a beachhead for the ones that follow you. That's how you do. And you give your value and you manifest. You were born in these times. You were born in these times because you have something to offer. And the world needs you to manifest and to offer it. Because never before in a world have we been so up the fucking pole and up the creek at the same time without a paddle. We need every single one of you weaponized. We need you to withdraw your metals from the flipping vaulters, from the corrupt fraud. We need you to take anything of value out of the fraudulent system. What don't you understand? They're blackmailers. What did Epstein and Assange and Snowden teach you? They are blackmailers. They are perverts. They are evil. They undermine you. They hate you. They want to kill you. They want to extract all your wealth and then kill you. Why are you staying? Did your husband not beat you bad enough last time? You're waiting for him to finish the job. What are you doing there? I need you. I don't want you to die. I don't want you to get beaten. I want you to live. I want you to be happy. I want you to have wealth. I want you to capital preserve. I want you to have all the years you are due. I want you away from the vampires and the parasites. And I'm here telling you, and you're telling me, oh, but it's a big thing moving. It's a big thing dying. It's a bloody big thing dying, tortured and smeared, hated, resented. That's a big thing. When you going to act? When you guys going to act? Come on, come on. There's no real reasons. There's no real reasons. Kids adapt. Kids love it. It's an adventure. You're selling them an adventure. You're going to see the world. You're going to broaden their minds. You're going to put them in new schools. We've got community members, and I cannot mention any names, that have moved kids from the UK, put them in a school where they have to learn Spanish as the local language, and the school is a French-speaking school. They're getting taught in French. They don't understand Spanish yet. They don't understand French yet, and they're in a school. You think you got challenges. And you know what? They're adapting. They got great attitudes. They're awesome kids. I've met them. I know the parents. I've met them. I've seen them. They're in Panama getting taught in a French school. Those parents didn't say, no, I don't know. It's so hard. They're going to have future adults that speak 3 freaking languages, have seen 3 different countries. Before they're 15, they're going to be smarter than the average 27-year-old. Your brain develops better for that challenge. They're not going to fail because of it. They're going to win because of it. Reframe. Start again. Fix the mindset. You're not here for an easy life. You're here for the best life. Get principle orientated. Get going. You got to leave. How do I tell you? You got to leave. It's all just obstacles. The obstacle is the way. Every obstacle is the way. Choose principle, and everything that's in the way that is an obstacle is actually the way. That parent did it. He's a very involved parent. I think he's an amazing dad, personally. And the mom. The mom stayed and worked in the company in the UK. The dad is doing the mothering. They've all worked it out. And they're winning. They've left the windswept Keir Starmer vile land. They've got it. They've escaped of evil captor for a much more benign environment. You can all do it. You should all do it. You need to hear me. This is more important than anything I've shown you on the charts. They don't like you. They want to rip you off, tax you into nothing, take everything off you, asset strip you, turn you into a serf in a system, and then they want to have the right to voluntarily medicate you with injectables that could probably see the end of your life because there's too many of you. You are an animal. You are a sheep in a herd that they are managing. You are a managed herd under certain slave lords. Get out. Texas is fine for me until it isn't. I hope it stays fine. I don't wish that on anyone. I think Texas mentality is a good mentality. But if the US gets hit, if they go, Deagle says, you're going from 300 million to 100 million. How does a security statist organization, one of these shady consultancies that does sizing of market for the defense industry, get to conclude that 66% of the US population will cease to exist? You think it all was in the injectables? You all did real well. That didn't take 2/3 of you. What else is coming? Did any of you think about that? What else could be coming? You want to spin that bottle? 66? That means it's the dartboard with the 3 colors in the stripes at the fair. If you don't throw the right color, any of the other 2, it's good night. And how many family members do you have? You think all of them are going to throw the right color? Do you want to play that game? Get out. Get out. Come back. You can always come back later. I've got out and come back. You can always get out and come back. I'm telling you about inspiring people that have made real changes. And rather than being just challengers, They're building awesome kids. They're building awesome lives. They're having great experiences and trouble and paperwork. Yes, sure. If you had 3,000, would you buy 1 ounce of gold or 80 ounces of silver? Gold-silver ratio being where it is, if I was just starting and didn't have any gold, I would buy the silver, just so that I felt I got something psychologically. To have more chunk would be important if it was my first investment. Where I am now, I'd get both, half. It's all good until it's not. That's right. Truth remains constant under all terms and conditions. Absolutely it is. Staying right here in America, Australia, and 12 in Huntsman spiders is no thanks. Your biggest worry, if your biggest worry is a spider, let me tell you, you're living a charmed life. If I was in Australia, it wouldn't be the Huntsman spider that keeps me up at night. It would be the government. Your biggest enemy is your fellow man. Only these aren't men. These are lizard men. These are people that look at the world and go, wouldn't it be nicer if none of these people existed? How do we terminate them? Those kind of people. You've never had a thought like that. You're too naive and sweet. There are people that do all the time. Morocco, amazing. A Brit living in Morocco, great time. Friendly, good food, warm, plenty warm, cheap. It's all good. There's no right answer. For me, it's obvious. I had the experience. I was already here. I'm not going to become a salesman for a country. I think you'll all enjoy your life here in Cape Town amazingly. But Morocco, good. Absolutely good. Oh, and people go, oh, but the politics and Islam and all of that. Nonsense. They're friendlier. They've got better hospitality. Be respectful and you will be respected. Of course, you can be scammed. Of course, you're a gringo wherever you go. If you go to another nation in Latin America or Morocco, just don't be stupid. Don't take stupid with you. You know, be smart, earn respect. Evil doesn't have a soul, 100%, Peter. Why would you worry about the Cape Town murder rate? There's a township with people that live on top of each other that are being used to distribute gang drugs, and they slaughter each other. That's the main reason. You don't live there. It's localized. Is it nice? No. Do I like that it happens? No. Can I do much about it? No. Any more than I can stop the Zio monsters slaughtering children in Gaza? I can't. But is it my existence? No. A gringo in Seattle. the lone gringo left. How's the health system in Morocco? 661 of you, 366 likes. Have we pumped gold through the what? So you don't let me forget about gold, guys. What? Hang on. 2983. Share the screen, Francis. Yeah, we're still 56. It might have closed, actually. I know COMEX might have closed. But we know what we think of that. Yeah. So, yeah, there you had your questions. I left Seattle and never returned. Tax write-out, my property tax went up to 8,000 a year. So here's what's going to happen on tax in Western and European nations, particularly in the debt-based collapse. They're going to reduce services in a chronic level. You guys, you can take everything I'm telling you as very high probability. I've been talking like this for 15 years. I've been telling you what's coming. I'm not BJ. I'm telling you what's coming. And they're going to go into scavenge mode for tax. Unrealized capital gains, tax you for this, tax you for that, everything. They don't have the money. They're used to stealing a certain amount. They're going to want to keep stealing. Everything is going to be about tax and reduction in services. They're going to cut, and reduce. Because the bankers must be paid their interest. You understand? The bankers must be paid their interest. So you get to suffer. You socialize all that debt of all those promises and gifts they gave to Israel and Ukraine. That's all on you because they're going to dilute your currency. They're going to stagnate you. As per the 70s, only much bigger, much broader, far wider. And the white European nations are in for the fall that the Bolsheviks had. It's your turn, they've decided. And you've got lots of clues. from the Deagle leaks to everything else. So if you want to live, or if you want to not be taxed to a cinder and get less and less for your tax, you need to leave early. Because let me tell you, the exit taxes are coming. The door, the cage on the escape, you think you can move freely, don't you? You're not seeing what's happening on gold? It's not moving freely anymore. And you think you're going to move freely? You've already had a practice lockdown. You think you're going to move freely? Oh, but sorry, sir, we have an exit tax for you now. You do own more than 100,000 shekels that buy you, barely a loaf of bread each. And as a result, we have a 50,000 shekel tax for people that are leaving. Sorry, you're still free to leave, or you could stay. Because we keep needing to milk you and beat you at the same time. It's kind of like, like a dumb cow that you just get physically abused, beaten, and milked. That's where you're going to be. You're saying by staying, I want to be a dumb cow that gets beaten and milked. And some of the cows will be slaughtered for eaten, and some of them will be beaten and milked. So do you want to be a beaten and milked cow or a killed one? What do you want to be? You decide. But that's what staying is going to give you. Here's my forecast for you in the West. Have your services reduced to a pittance of an existence and get beaten and milked, or get terminated entirely. You choose. I don't know whether you'll get a choice, but that's what you're going to get. Reduced pensions, working poor, pensioners eating dog food, not got enough money to heat in winter. You know what? Rather be in a warm country. You know what? Rather be someplace where the currency is less and you get more for your money. You know what? You don't have to pay for all that debt that they extracted in arms deals, dirty brown envelopes. But you can stay and carry that can. You can be a muppet. You can pay for that circus as if they were your monkeys. If you want to, go ahead. You can carry all those monkeys on your back, actually. I can put a troop of monkeys on your back with a great big... In fact, I've got a picture in Morocco with a flipping great ape standing on my head. I didn't stop scratching my scalp even though I had no hair for about 3 weeks. I literally can give you that picture, and you can carry a troop of apes on your head. How about that? How's that for a deal? I'll give you that. If you're that kind of guy, allow me to be the person that loads you up, if that's what you want. Otherwise, go, not my circus, not my monkeys. You feed them. You carry them. You let them crap down your back. You get less services. You let them throw feces at you whenever they want. Okay? That's what you're voting for. By your inertia, staying where you are. Right here, right now, gold. It's showing you. It's the end. South Texas is cheap to live. Long may it last until your dollar fizzles. Until you see that debt collapse and you go through that interest rate spike, and then you try leave after the door's shut or the exit tax is gazillions. So everything fine now doesn't mean everything fine tomorrow. You've seen enough of the trend and the trajectory. It's a debt-based collapse. What do you think happens? They can't afford it anymore. What do? They steal from you and they reduce what they offer you. That's where you're going because it's the only options left. There are no other options. Rationally work through this. What's fine today ain't fine tomorrow. Trust me. I've seen this movie. I left here when I couldn't get a job for having the wrong color skin. I went and got a job immediately in the UK and thrived. I left. If I'd stayed, I would have been lagged. I would have been beaten up. I would have got nowhere financially. I would have lived in a post-recessional country all this time and been denied jobs until I got started my own business. Go develop your skills, get some work experience, start your own business. That's your course in life. That is true self-reliance. Get a home, provide your own power, provide your own water, have connections that bring you fresh eggs and milk. I get raw milk delivered. You know that? I'm drinking raw milk yogurt, and raw butter. No pasteurized. To the house. I can pay for it. I can eat Wagyu steak for the price you eat a shit takeaway McDonald's meal, almost, in dollars. I take people, we met people. I did the Freedom of Finance series. Some of you might have seen it. You can give them a follow on YouTube. You might have seen it. It's in Cape Town, fancy house, view, all of that. I took them and I showed them a $6 steak. They had an amazing sirloin with skinny fries with a mustard sauce, a cappuccino. They didn't spend 250 Rand for the two of us. A $6 steak that was amazing. Not Wagyu extremist high-end dining, but amazing. Like they were, wow, that's good. I said, how much do you think it was? $6, that's about £4.75, by the way. You can't buy a coffee nowadays with £5 in the UK. And I'm not selling this country, by the way. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Come and have a look. Go somewhere else. Go Morocco. Might even be cheaper. Go Turkey. Go somewhere. Or get away from Middle East, maybe. Go south. Go Thailand. Just go. You don't have to get the right answer. The key thing is about leaving. The key part is leave, not where. You can go again somewhere else once you learn stuff. Just go and take stock. Break the chain. Bye-bye. I'm no longer your slave. I don't pay tax to you anymore. I am no longer resident. Goodbye. The freedom. That's what our community does. We've got guys living in Georgia. So I told you about one family whose kids are in a French school in a Spanish-speaking language. Tell you about a guy who, with his dog, who's become big friends with all his Georgian neighbors. He was so into self-reliance, he provided power. Their power went down. He was hooking them up for power. They bring him hachipuri every day. His neighbors come and bring him food because he's a great foreigner. He's lacquer. He's organized. He's got power where power went down. And he was saying, yeah, let me help you. Just go be useful somewhere. Go live. The people love him. His Georgian neighbors, he's got friends all over the place. A man and his dog. All he took was his dog and his possessions. I get the stories. These are real stories. These are people that are in our community that have done everyday things. And the answer isn't the same for everyone. You can ask me, what should I do? I can only tell you what I did. You can decide. He's 6 months resident in Georgia. You know what that does for his tax profile? Imagine you had all that money back and you're in a lower cost of existence. Imagine what it would do for your mindset. How much more chill time you could have. Come on, guys. Okay, I've got to go. 662 of you. We appreciate having you. Think about the big things. There's people that can help you. There's people that want to help you. And there's vampires. You need to learn the difference and you need to recognize where you are. The environment matters. I've said it before. In that Freedom of Finance YouTube clip, I said, I don't think I've ever been an exceptional executioner of anything. But I did understand positioning. If the environment ain't right, I've always moved. If you want to catch the best wave, I don't try to be the brilliant surfer in shit conditions. I go be an average to decent surfer in amazing conditions. I find where the environment is right for me to thrive. What's the trend? What's the direction? You are in downtrending nation states staring down the barrel of a draconian. How do you think they're going to behave when they're cutting your services, screwing you over and scavenge taxing? They're not going to behave and ask nicely. They're going to become so totalitarian. They're going to blame it on you. They're going to beat you. It's the abusive relationship. It's the husband that smashes his wife across the kitchen and says, you made me do this. You made me do this. You made me hit you like this because you did. That's how it's going to be. You want that? No. That's the only analogy. It's a horrible analogy. It should make your skin curl. I do it intentionally. You should feel repulsed. That's the direction you're going in. Move. Don't be part of their Bolshevik revolution that they are bringing down on the Western nations. Okay, with that message, that's the most important message. Take it. Love the moment shared with you on gold. Book a call. Book a call. There are people that can help you on more things. Much more affordably than go where you treated best guy. Book a call. Start making changes in your life. You can do it. We're here to help. Other people are here to help. We can put you in touch with people who are here to help. Build wealth, preserve your capital, and secure freedoms. 3 important things. This is our focus. This is reset times. Gold is making new highs. It's because you're in a debt-based failure. It's happening. It's slow motion. Just because it's slow motion doesn't mean it'll be your safe southern Texas is safe southern Texas tomorrow. It isn't. It's changing. The world is changing. The order is changing. Hegemony to multipolar world. The US will have 1/10 of the scale of military that it has today by cost. in real terms adjusted. That is a prediction. We are shorting the military-industrial complex. Their influence will be greatly reduced. It's coming. It's the debt. And same for Europe. Same for UK. It's a humility. A humility is coming for these nations that have exploited and done bad karma in your name. Not your circus, not your monkey. Get out. You didn't ask for it. You didn't approve it. You never wanted it. Do not take the punch that goes with it. Catch you later. Till next time. Bye for now.